Hi and welcome to my new video. Today we will talk about the laning phase. There's no big difference between laning as AD Varus and laning as AP Varus. In general, there are two things you want to do: farm and poke the enemy with your Q. But of course, if this was everything, I wouldn't have to make this video. So let's look at it in more detail. First of all, I would like to talk about his E. I really do not recommend to use your E during the laning phase that much, because the damage it deals is by far not worth the amount of mana it consumes. But there's one situation when your E is useful. That is, if you have to farm under your turret. Because after using your E, you can just one-shot the caster minions after one turret shot, so you don't have to use 2 auto attacks per caster minion, which makes last hitting a lot easier. You also want to use your E if you are in an all-in fight, of course. You can also try to poke using your auto attacks, but I would really recommend to only do this if the enemy is either melee or if he is currently auto attacking a minion, because while auto attacking the minion he cannot auto attack you, so you should win this trade more easily. There are also many other ways to use your Q if you're not using it to poke the enemy. First of all, it's a great tool to push the lane. So for example, if the enemy is trying to roam or he's taking his blue buff, or overall he just can't farm under the turret, just use your Q to clear the wave instead of poking him. Your Q is also great to farm by getting zoned, but I only recommend to use it if you get at least 2 minions with it, because if you use it for 1 minion, it is not really worth the mana cost. Once you've hit level 6, I would recommend to use your ult to roam, or if you are pretty sure that you can kill the enemy, for example if you have poked them down before that. Your ult is also great to evade ganks, so I recommend to think carefully about when to use it. If your jungler comes to gank, I would recommend to only use your ult if the enemy is already CC'd, or if your jungler can catch up if you don't. This is due to the fact that it's quite easy to dodge your ult. There are some matchups where it is not really worth to poke with your Q, for example against Olaf, because he has so much life that it just makes no sense to waste your mana. That's it for this video. If you want to see more, subscribe, and if you like this video, leave a like or a comment. But sadly I have to tell you that you don't lane against every champion the same way, so I will upload a series where I will tell you how to play against different champions in the future. The links to those videos will be in the description down below.